So, lesson learned. I do not know if you saw my most recent post, but my most recent post to TikTok is what happened on my live earlier today. And what I learned was science is always going to science. So do not put boiling hot water into a pitcher because the quick change in temperature creates inner tension within the glass, which has to escape. And how it escaped on my live was separating the bottom of the pitcher from the top. So that was funny. I was not harmed. My foot, although had, what's up, Tri Pearls? Good to see you. Although my foot had some boiling hot water, my foot was okay. No glass injured me, so I will always see that part as the saving grace. However, I guess it's all content. You missed out on me pouring hot water into a pitcher, and then the pitcher kind of exploded, or as my mom would say, the thing said boom, and it did say boom. And what I learned in these times is that is when I take a moment for myself. And that's exactly what I did. I said, you know what, guys, that's the end of the live. My intention was to open up the coconuts. Okay, anyone who wasn't in my live, I am so proud of myself because I opened up some coconuts, which I've never done before, but I have. And yes, I have these cool mushroom earrings. You know, I love my themed earrings. So I opened up the coconuts, even though someone came, yes, and yes, something. Yes, it will. We can speak about that too. Yeah. Someone said, you're doing it wrong. Like, allow me to, there's many ways to do everything. However, telling someone they're doing it wrong may not have the best outcome compared to, may I assist? Would you like another way of doing it? Here's how I do it. Those are 3 additional ways to assist outside of saying you're doing it wrong. That actually never, thank you. Thank you. Me too. We'll speak about the beauty of mushrooms. That doesn't really encourage someone to keep trying when you say, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Like that. Just a suggestion. You is too fine. Okay, so you is the completely incorrect way to structure the sentence. Too fine. So the to should actually be TOO, because if it's just TO, it's referring to like a direction. And thank you. However, yeah, you is, that restructure that sentence. I don't know that the kingdom of God is at hand. What I know is I'm made in its creation. So for all physical purposes, I am the manifestation of what a God is. Yeah, what are they? Agaric. So psilocybin, or let's say plant medicine. Either you is or you ate my baby. I like that. I enjoy the medicine that these provide. I think the past 2-3 years, I had started like micro, and it's beautiful. And it was purposeful, and it was intentional. And I believe that all of these plant medicines have some use if you choose to use them in that way. And I was ready to use them. I believe they come to you if you're ready. And because of that, I have never had like a negative experience. I've only had empowering experiences, or experiences that have revealed something deeper to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, it is a practice that I purposely use when I want to like rewire my brain. Because that's what these things do. They rewire your brain. They kind of, yeah, they're basically rewiring your brain. What's up, Jazzy? What's up? What's up? So I do partake in that intentionally when it's called. Thank you. Thank you. That's what we're talking about. Or we're talking about the power of these when you choose to use them within a practice to, yeah, open yourself up or to go deeper within yourself. And these obviously are, but I do like them. I do. On occasion, I prefer micro just because then it just adds a little tinge to the day. A full dose is intentional, and probably I would prepare for like a week or two before. Yeah, it's set and setting. And what's YK? Yeah, so my story with these, I'm being intentional about the words I use because of TikTok. Well, I wouldn't try. I don't do anything. I'm usually outside if I indulge in these, and it's intentional, and I'm usually with someone. And for me, it starts probably 24 hours before to 48 hours before. And the day of, I do a deep cleaning of my home. I do a deep meditation. I journal. I set my intention. I set the intention on what I'm seeking to learn or reveal or release or endure. And I have always found education in that. And the beauty of Hawaii is being outside and with all of the plants, I have really found that the plants kind of guide you, and that's what's up. And I have close friends of mine that I trust to be around me, or I'm at home because I have a lot of plants and things around me. However, I like to be outside. And I like to be by the water, and I like to be just within nature when these come into play. And that's where micro comes in, because micro is fantastic. I think it was like 2.5. Yeah. Which was fine. What I learned from these, I will keep referring, is thank you. What I learned is with these, of course, I'm the best person to hang out with, first of all. Yeah. Now, I've never done the heroic dose. However, I'm open to it. What I learned from these is anytime there is discomfort or like, whoa, thank you, Maya. Maybe this weekend, who knows? It's time to sink in. Anytime I feel like, oh my gosh, whoa, I have found that I'm great at self-soothing. And yeah, try micro and try like an intention, because I always have an intention to grow, an intention to love more. There's something, But anytime I have felt like, wow, this experience is quite unique, that's when I say, okay, Hope, settle into it. Because the moment I say, whoa, this is too much, then it's just going to go into another direction. Have I ever felt uncomfortable with these? With these? No, because I'm not going to do these and be around people that I wouldn't want to be around. And I've never felt uncomfortable around people that I typically love and trust. There's only a specific group, or maybe 2 people, 3 people that I would allow myself to be around. Yeah, and it's positive. However, I'm very intentional. I mean, my meditation is intentional. My shower is intentional. Cleaning the home, setting my space, going into it. Thank you. I typically don't eat that day. I will fast and then ingest, so there's no problems. And I know what I want. It's always intentional. It's never just recreational to have fun. No, but Nicole, Did Nicole? That is next. It's called me many times, and I always said when I'm ready, I will. Because with a lot of these plant medicines, I believe they call you. Now, when you respond is when you respond. However, I'm open to that completely. I am. I've learned a lot. What's up, Smoke? A lot about myself. I always find something new or something that has been wanting to be released with these. And now you're suggesting I may have to, because I'm fasting this weekend anyway. So we'll see. It's just helped me tremendously. Elsewhere, as in like an actual location. Because I've done it both in my home. Once I just was in my home. I live in Hawaii. I have a lot of plants and things around me. And I always have art around. So I have paint, I have pastels, I have beads, I have something. And that's beautiful to ingest these and paint, or to, what's up, draw a picture. That is something that speaks to me. And within the state of Hawaii, psilocybin therapy can be guided by a therapist. So within the state of Hawaii, psychedelics and psilocybin cannot be administered by a therapist, but a therapist can lead you through it, start you through it, lead you through it, lead you out of it, and then have a follow-up session the next day to integrate anything that you have learned. Yeah, that would say something. That would say something. The 3 people that I've been around, never. However, if I felt uncomfortable while with these, I know I don't need to deal with you, okay? Because that's revealing something to me. And within plant medicine, yes. As I said, I was ready. I was really ready. I never did any of these plant medicines in my teenage years. So I was ready. I felt safe. I actually didn't have any lurking things that I'm hiding within myself. However, I do believe with this or any plant medicine, it shows you what it wants to show you at that time. And I've had some amazing times with it. Once, actually last year when I was in Costa Rica, it was a full moon, and me and my niece ingested these and like danced under the full moon at the beach, and it was beautiful. It was micro, but it was a different feeling depending on where you're at. I also did them when I was in Texas, which was really strange for me because it just felt like such a man-made setting, because Hawaii is it's Hawaii. If I'm in the inner city or somewhere where it's very structured, I see all of those lines and the structure, and I just thought, wow, this is like so unnatural, how everything is just in these perfect linear rows. So that was kind of a different experience. And I prefer to be outside. That time I wasn't outside. And when I went outside, it was like a normal backyard, which just seemed so artificial and planned. I saw it a lot differently. So that's my experience with these. I do typically at least micro or between 1 to 1.5 to 2 every 4 to 6 months, but it's intentional. Like, it's an intentional rewiring, lots of journaling. Please continue to like the live. I've never actually spoken about this. Thank you for allowing me to speak about this, because at times I felt maybe restricted to speak about these things, and I feel very passionately about whatever helps you in some way. It has aided in certain aspects of my growth within myself. This is with me. I do not believe this is for everyone. If it speaks to you and it's something you're comfortable with, then take the correct precautions and meditate or pray or journal or whatever practice you have prior to, and focus on what you intend for it to do, because it does do something. It does. And sometimes I just look around like, I love the world, I love everyone, we're all the same. So this is why, yeah, I bought these. Now, I bought these at the same place that I got like these, the toilet paper earrings made out of really cool leather, and my boba earrings, which I loved all of these. I love all of these. These are like so fun. Exactly. Thank you. I love mushroom everything. Now, I do also like to find mushrooms. Like, I actually enjoy, mushrooms are beautiful, and I love and this is outside of psychedelic mushrooms, but just mushrooms and the fungus and how they grow and the colors and the different ones. I love to mushroom hunt. Yes, how they spore and spread their spores. I find it fascinating. And I'll be out on the hiking trails this weekend, so I'll probably do some mushroom hunting, because I do find them beautiful, and I am actively I'm actively identifying the different mushrooms. I have this little book that I take. However, it's just fun. It's fun when I can actually say, oh, this is X, Y, and Z, and I know exactly what it is. And the different mushrooms that grow in different places, be it wood or on the ground or in all sorts of things. So, and I do like eating like portobello mushroom, all these mushrooms, lion's mane mushroom, all of these. I'm a big proponent for these. So that is my talk about that, or these types of medicines. One of I like to call him like my godfather. He's kind of my spiritual godfather here on the island. And he used to partake in a lot of these ceremonies. He's a lot older now, in his 70s. And he always calls it medicine. And there's many ways to partake. However, I take it easy. I take it pretty easy. But they probably are calling me. It's kind of been a minute. So I think the earrings came out for a reason. And yeah, it is. Just like ayahuasca, which I have been told that is the mother. That is like the mother. So there's others such as peyote. There's others. There's so many others. So anyone can add to that. I just enjoy it for the things that I've learned from myself, and especially anything micro. The full is when I'm really trying to do something, but otherwise micro is just beautiful. And Moni, are you a partaker of the plant medicine as well? And everything is plant medicine. Technically, any vegetable that you would eat is plant medicine. And okay, yeah, I love it. I love it. They grow naturally here in Hawaii, and after a rain, often I'm told, I have not found any, but I'm told you can just go out and find them. But identifying them, you like cut the gill or something. I don't know. I get this information from people. So this is what I've learned today, as well as do not add boiling water to a glass pitcher. Yeah, they grow in California as well. I'm from Central California, and I know there's a lot of native plants that have the same properties that naturally occur in California. Now, I don't know if they still do, but they have. And I am not sure, Jay. I'm not sure. I'll have to look in my book. I don't believe so, but there's this other red one. I don't. I live on the island of Maui, and there's only dormant volcanoes. There's no volcanoes on the island of Maui. So I don't know, but I believe they do, just not on my island. I believe they do, but just not on my island. Oh, okay. Have I seen a real one? I don't think so. Good night, good night, good night. They're really beautiful. I find them all so beautiful. I really do. And I just find plants beautiful. And when these are ingested, every plant looks beautiful, and the plants are like waving. I will say there was an instance where there was another plant medicine that I had partook in, and I was lying on the grass looking at some grass, and the blade of grass turned into Jay-Z and started swaying, and I was like, whoa. The grass is Jay. It was really cool. That was a experience. Where I just became, it felt like I just became consciousness. I was no longer, yeah, you can do that on the phone. However, because I'm in Hawaii, oftentimes, unless it's downloaded, I will not have connectivity. So I will have to have a book with me or something downloaded, because oftentimes it will not connect. Like, it's still Hawaii, it's still an island. So there are plenty of places that don't actually have connectivity. And I love identifying plants and flowers. There's quite a few I can. However, there's so many plants, so there's always more to learn. And thank you for liking the live. So what I was talking about, and yeah, I said this is kind of an ask me, but it's not a ask me anything, because I'm not just going to answer anything. However, if it's a well-structured, respectful question, I will answer it. Because this is typically my last live of the week. Sometimes I come on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, but not necessarily. I like to use those 3 days to fully live life. So that's why I came on here to do this. And our live earlier today was really fun. I've been cooking all of this week, which I love. And I really appreciate everyone who's been in the live that's liked everything that I'm making, because I make it all the time. However, it is nice to see when individuals are into whatever just you're doing. And yeah, it's been a great week. A lot of beautiful messages, a lot of beautiful developments, just a lot of beauty in the week, okay? So after I broke my pitcher from putting hot water in the pitcher, I said, this is enough. Let me go hop on my bike, which is exactly what I did. You know, my bike is my happy space. I love to be on my bike. In fact, I'll take an early bike ride tomorrow, and have the sun on me and just take in the day, take in the sun, and allow myself to just rest. Rest is integral. And when I feel like I'm pushing myself too much, I probably am, because I am under the belief it should be easy. It just flows. The moment that I have to push and like make myself do things, it's not coming easily. So that is a sign for me to step back. And I'm now listening more to myself, to my intuition, to whatever that thing is that you would label it. And it is directing me in the right direction. And these aren't things I typically share. So this shows that I'm starting to integrate other parts of me, especially into this and TikTok. So that's beautiful, Hope. And yeah, the weekend will be, there's just productivity that I'm looking to complete. I don't call it work. I call it productivity. Thank you for liking the live. I also enjoy, it is like the weekend, so I'll definitely be at the beach. Definitely. And we'll see, because the past few weekends I've just been at kids' birthday parties, which is fantastic. However, I need a break from the birthday parties. So outside of that, what else is going on? Come on, what is going on for everybody? This is not normal for me not to have a topic. So let me think. What lessons I learned this week? To listen is always, to listen rather than speak usually adds to a connection. That's something I learned. Because I speak all the time, I'm learning to not always speak, to listen more than speak. While I'm listening, to just listen without a judgment, to listen without saying this is good or bad or why. No, just listen. I can like release that information that I've heard, but just to listen. And I practiced this the other day while with a friend, just listening without the intention of labeling, and how that allows like a true bonding. Because if you're listening with the intention of labeling it something, your mind's constantly going. I don't know if there's actually a time where you're not formulating. What else this week? There's always beautiful moments happening, whether you see them or not. I've learned to surrender and trust, because the path is the path, or your journey is your journey. But whenever I doubt it, that's showing that I'm not truly trusting. To trust is to fully know that I don't know how, why, but to know. And how important that is, and how that changes my trajectory, how that changes how I go forward in life. And learning that trust is more than what I thought it was. I've learned a whole new realm of what trust is, and what trust of myself is, and really what non-judgment is. So in this week, I've also learned that rest, that's a constant, because I'm a goer. I go. I would brag like, you can't outwork me, because you really can't. But when do I choose to say, okay, chill? Because burnout is real, and it's not always necessary. However, I did go and get these delicious, they're like Italian, well, they're ladyfingers for tiramisu. However, I'm going to enjoy one right now. And I love my international snacks. From being the flight attendant, from living outside the US, I love my international snacks. I have friends of mine who are still flight attendants. When they go to Paris, when they go anywhere, I have a list. Like, hey, if you're going to Paris, I need this from the Monoprix. If you're going to Switzerland, I need this from the Co-op, please. If you're going to Spain, can you please give me this? I have snacks from every country, and a lot of things that I like. But most of the time, it's snacks. It's the snacks that I like. It's certain flavored beverages that I like. There's even the seasonings. When I travel, now we're talking about traveling, because I will be traveling very soon for the whole of summer. And I'm so excited because I just am. That's what I love. Even with my souvenirs, whenever I bring stuff back for people, I bring them back food from countries. Food, especially chocolate and candy. Now, I say a lot of things about American snacks and food. American chocolate is basura, okay? Do not ever give me any chocolate that's made here in the US. I would prefer Swiss chocolate, German chocolate, French chocolate, Japanese chocolate. It's fantastic. Even Italian chocolate, because it tastes like chocolate. It doesn't taste just sweet, grainy sugar. Thank you. And so that's what I love. When I go anywhere, I usually stock up on, say, crisps, chocolate, the hard fruit candies, honey. These are the things that I love when I travel. Coffee, and I don't drink coffee, but I love giving people coffee from places I've traveled, or just like packages of food from around the world. I also, well, I don't have my hair currently. I also love hair products. Like Brazil is my go-to place for hair products, which I love. Yes, yes, yes. Who has the best? See, there is no best. There's places that have great coffee, but the best, there's a lot of great places. Colombia has great coffee. Italy has great coffee. Germans make exceptional coffee. French make, I don't believe Americans make a great cup of coffee. But I don't believe coffee is really an integral part of our culture outside of going to the coffee shop or making instant coffee at home, compared to somewhere like in Italy or France, where it is, you roast your beans and you have the right amount and you heat the milk to the certain temperature like it's a real science. That's taught. So I love, all throughout Europe, great cup of coffee. All throughout Central and South America, great coffee. Japan has great coffee, but Japan also just does service well. They do food well, presentation well. Standards of food are higher than our organic labeling, so it's just even presented in a manner that is beautiful. Yeah, and it's usually like a pungent, strong coffee. I don't think we as Americans do coffee well compared to other places that take it very seriously. Same thing with food. Like in France, children don't have a child's menu. They eat what the parents eat, and they're also taught about food in their school system, and they're taught how to roast a chicken and how to prepare a gravy and the different savory and sweets, and it's understood. Food is understood. Culinary art is understood. Temperature is understood. Presentation is understood. The amount is understood. That's not a part of American culture. American culture is typically, my belief, we do great fast food and junk food well, like a burger with cheese and bacon and an alligator and bacon bits and everything, yes. But in comparison to some other places, and it doesn't make it lesser or more, it's just completely different. However, if you're raised in a space where you understand the ingredients, you understand how they are brought to the table, how they're prepared properly in different ways, whether broiled or sauteed or fried or fricasseed, whatever, it changes the dialogue of what cuisine or food is within the culture. And that's what I've witnessed. I also love, well, like in Brazil, whenever I was in Brazil, I would always eat at Lebanese places because I love Lebanese food. I love halloumi. I love my Lebanese food. And there's a large community of Lebanese people in Brazil. And so I can always have exceptional Lebanese food, which I love. And Brazil actually has a large population of vegan and vegetarian. Cassava is used for everything, so that's gluten-free. There's a whole gluten-free movement. Yeah, Lebanese, I love lentil soup. I just made some earlier this week. The breads, there's a lot of delicious flavors that are not what you may normally eat in your daily consumption. So maybe it's pomegranate syrup or rose syrup or pistachios or pine nuts or sumac. And sumac is almost lemony and tart. I love sumac onions. Yes, 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 yes. Lentils and legumes are throughout all of the Mediterranean. So it has that similarity. Lots of mint and other spices. What is it? Aleppo pepper. Oh, all these things. I can't wait to be back in the Mediterranean. What's up? What's up? What's up? Of course I have. I love Somali food. And I would eat Somali food in London because British food is not something that I crave. However, what I loved about living in London is the abundance of food from all over the world. So yes, I have, and there's Somali food in London, and that's where I had it. And I also had a lot of Somali friends in London, so somebody's mom was always cooking something. So I have, yes, 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 yes. Thank you for asking that because it's delicious. I love all of the different countries in Africa's food. Yes, I have. I've swam in many of these seas. I have, yes. I really love Ethiopian food as well. And here in Hawaii, I believe in Honolulu, there's a Ethiopian food spot. I know there's an Ethiopian food truck up in Hana here in Hawaii. Now, I've been attempting to make Ethiopian food because I believe I can do everything. However, when I go back to the mainland and when I'm traveling this summer, yeah. Well, sure, I understand that. Yes, that's what I love about food. And I had said this on one of my lives. Usually the warmer the climate of the place that you visit or that I have visited, the more pungent and delicious the food is. In comparison, a place that is cold, say Norway or like Sweden or Denmark, the food typically tends to be bland and not reflective of the temperature. So if you go somewhere like, let's say Mexico, for instance, or places in West Africa where it's warm all the time, the food is reflective of that. That's true. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And there's more spice. There's spice. And I like spice. I do like spicy food. I like colorful food. I like flavorful food. Salt and pepper is great. That's a start. However, the blends of herbs and spices and really the love that's put into food. Because I believe that's what makes it delicious. The love, the intention, the time that goes into food and the ingredients. Like when I'm in Italy, the pomodoro, the tomato is just exceptional. And it's slightly sweet and there's just a robustness to the tomatoes. It's delicious. It is absolutely fantastic. And so you can sit by the ocean and have some fresh bruschetta. Oh. You see? I get lost in this. So what was I talking about? Ethiopian food, which I love. Yeah, I love Ethiopian food. I am attempting to make injera. And when I lived in DC, I would always go because DC has a whole street, U Street, which is all Ethiopian restaurants, which are amazing. And I would just eat. And it was fantastic. So, yeah, my travels coming up, I will be open to all of the most delicious food and just to see friends and kind of be on the go again because I've been in productivity mode for such a while that I am really ready to just kind of be open and cruise and enjoy, because summer is when I usually head off island. Where am I not heading to? Well, I'm jumping around because summer, I travel the whole of summer. I typically, it looks like I'll be traveling the rest of the year, but I like to be home in Hawaii for winter. I do like winters here in Hawaii. It's relatively mild, but when summer comes, it's time to go. So I will be seeing my parents in California. I will be seeing a sister and my niece in New York. And then I will be in parts of Europe. And I'm kind of leaving it open, but I'm jumping around to a few places. I'll be in the Mediterranean. So you'll see, because I will be documenting it all here, all the way possibly through October, because I have some speaking events that I'm doing in Europe in October. So the flight attendant is still in me, although I'm no longer a flight attendant. It comes out especially during the summer. I like to go to the places that most people aren't going to go to. I avoid crowds like diligently, and I will. That is the point, to see it and share it and speak about it and to share just the beauty, because you can too, Miss Yellow G. You can, and you will. The fact that I've planted the seed is all you need. That's all it takes. A seed the size of the grain of a mustard seed. That's all you need. Even if it's just outside your town. I don't know, where are you currently? Because the world is like my oyster. I do just jump around like, it doesn't matter to me. If it's all the way 12 hours away, let's go. And that skewed my vision being a flight attendant, because I would. Okay, you're not just a mother. We can take out just. You are a mother. Just lessens that. A mother is the most important role in the universe. Okay, Louisville. Yeah. The role that you're already in is healing the world. So to play the role, to choose the role of mother is integral. Yes. I'm trying to leave the place. Yes. Immediately. There was a time where I said, I'm just bored with this planet. I've been everywhere. I've done it so many times. Like, I'm ready for a new planet. I would go immediately within a minute. Yes. If someone called right now and said, I have an opportunity, let's go into space, I'm going. For me, it's actually, I have to wrap my head around the fact of individuals that choose not to. It seems like such an amazing experience. I would love to. I really want a new planet. So yeah, my sister, when I was younger, worked at NASA. So she would send me pictures of the different stars and planets. And I was always like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So yes, I would travel into space immediately. Put me on now. Do they have track homes? Are the other planets accepting some kind humans that are willing to relocate? Yes, I'm a refugee human seeking a new planet. Please accept me. Please. Yes. Yeah. What else? I also said I wanted to do one summer on a houseboat on the canals in Amsterdam. So I may look into that. There's just so many things that I have on lists that I check off. I would love to just like live on a boat and travel for an entire year or longer. Because there are individuals that live on their yachts or their catamarans or whatever. I think that would be quite a interesting space that I would love to take part in. Because even when I went like surfing or paddleboarding, I love just to paddle out and just sit on the board because it's so quiet. You just paddle out and it's just quiet and you just feel the wave of the ocean, and it's a great space to think. So being in the water or on a boat, what are you afraid of? I'm not afraid. Here's the thing. I'm not afraid of anything. There's nothing that scares me. Mainly because I'm protected. I put out good into the world, so I know what's coming back to me, but I fear nothing. I am the solution. There's nothing that I'm fearful of, including transitioning. I'm not fearful of anything. Well, there you go. The unknown, I'm never afraid of that. In fact, I'm always running to what I don't know. I cooked earlier. Did you not see? I cooked earlier. So no. I cooked earlier, and it's my latest TikTok because the thing busted on me. But what did I cook today? Today I had some tacos from earlier this week. You're not late. It was just that I ended my live early because the glass thing exploded on me. So you're not late. However, I will be uploading all of those. I'm kind of backlogged. I usually upload all my lives onto my channel on YouTube, which is Hope is Speaking. All of that will be by the weekend with the recipes, because I actually had to spend more time putting all the recipes and everything. So if you didn't see my lives, I cooked it up this week. Okay, cooked it up, made tortillas, we made roasted tamalito salsa, we made pico de gallo, we made, it was a meat substitute, but we used beach mushrooms. Yes. And most of you can veganize anything. Just make it taste good and don't use meat. That's it. You can veganize or vegetarianize anything. Just don't use meat and make it taste good. That's it. So we used the mushrooms and we called it jazzy mushrooms or bloomin' mushroom. Different mushrooms do have that texture. I also use jackfruit because jackfruit is so abundant here in Hawaii, as well as breadfruit. I was using the purple sweet potato, Okinawan purple sweet potato. Potatoes can always be used as a good substitute, as well as like hearts of palm. Hearts of palm are a wonderful sub. And beans, any type of bean. So that's what I do. Make it work. Season it. Okay, well, you don't have to. That's not firm. I live a bachelor's life. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what that means. You would have to describe what that means. Can you not just like season some vegetables? Thank you. I appreciate you, girl. Yeah, that's right. Hearts of palm do make great fit. You got it, girl. Yes, they do. The texture is great for that. It's did you like bread it and fry it like a fish stick or fish? Because that's often what's done. A crab cake, you can make a great crab cake out of hearts of palm with just Old Bay seasoning, which is really good. I've also used the banana, what is it called? The banana flour. The banana flour is also used in some vegan dishes as like fish because of the texture. It's somewhat, people call it astringent, but it has a great texture and that can be used. I understand. Okay, I understand. You can make it at the top of your list. What you feed yourself is what you become in life. So feed yourself beautiful foods when you decide to or not. I understand that. Yeah, I don't want just seasoned veggies too. In fact, if you invite me to a wedding and you say we have a vegetarian option and it's pasta with vegetables, no, that is not. No, I want to participate with everybody else. You give me this penne pasta with some yellow squash and zucchini. That's not good. It's not delicious. Make it delicious. Make it delicious. Really, anything can be vegetarianized. Just season it and somewhat be creative. It's not. I'm not even a salad. Well, no, I do like salads, but I like salads with a lot of texture. So I like salads with different colored leaves. I like salads with corn and beans and avocado and maybe something hot like seasoned tofu or tempeh or hearts of palm, like a hearty salad, and maybe some barley, maybe some toasted couscous. Like, I want a filling salad. Don't just give me some leaves. What am I gonna do with that? I need a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, and you gotta throw in some caramelized onions. That's what I didn't make. That's what I'm gonna make next, because I love caramelized onions. They make everything taste delicious, and it is so simple to make. Caramelized onions take any sandwich up to here, and everything, whether it's eggs, vegan eggs, toast, avocado toast, you just put some caramelized onions. Life is great. Life is great. Avocado toast, caramelized onions, some great flaky salt, red pepper flakes, oregano and pepper. Like, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. This is my coconut water from earlier today. I always love to do that because it just gives that extra refreshing feeling. So yeah, what you missed today is I busted open 3 young coconuts. It was my first time. I did it myself. I'm very proud of myself. And we extracted the coconut water as well as the fresh coconut meat, and I blended it and made coconut milk, which is what my intention was, to make a Thai tea with my coconut milk. However, when I broke the pitcher, and then I just said, you know what, I need to step away. It's time to step away. So tomorrow I'll make something lovely with my new coconut milk made by these hands of love. And what else? This weekend I'll be getting a lot of new produce. So next week we can start all over again. As I've mentioned, I do a lot of bartering on the island. There's people that say, I hope you can come and take whatever's in season, and then I cook and I'll bring the person whatever I cook. So it's like a trade. And that's how I get most of my fresh, if not all, fresh fruits and vegetables. And I prefer it that way. Then I know who's growing my stuff, or the property of where it's growing, and I can just go and pick. I may go foraging this weekend. This weekend I will be outside a lot. I know that because I was really doing a lot of productivity during this week, which means I need to be out in nature, probably take a barefoot nature walk, definitely jump in the water. So you may or may not see me this weekend on live. If I do, it's kind of a one-off. However, it's purposeful for me to get back to my best self, is to soak up nature in every way. And I love it. I'm like a plant goddess. I need to be around my plants, and because of that, I make it an integral part. So I've seen this whole thing before. This is like deja vu. So I am going to close this live and go start working on all the stuff that I would post on YouTube. And I'll be making posts on TikTok. I just may not come on live, but maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? If I'm in the forest or at a waterfall, there's no service. So I would take you on a nature walk with me. However, it won't connect. There's no 5G in the beautiful meadow. So until then, yes, infinite love and light. Thank you. Be the reflection of love for which you are, because we all come from an infinite source of love. Show up, because I show up. You see me. I'm showing up. So show up. Make it look good when you show up. And do something that is honest to you. When I was talking about these earlier on the live, I've never spoken about that. And that's honest to me. That was something that I never felt. Well, it doesn't matter. I did it. I did it. So I'm challenging you to do it in whatever space, in whatever realm in life. And love yourself even more. If someone says that's selfish, that's okay. Sure, it is. But loving yourself allows you to show up in the world for everyone else. So love yourself even more. And you're welcome. You're welcome. We'll talk, girl. We'll talk, because I may be taking a trip this weekend that you'll hear about on Monday. So until then, I love y'all. Okay. Yeah, I can do a whole thing of that, because I think I'm like a medicine woman at this point, right? All right, I'm signing off. It's 9:16 here in Hawaii, and it's time for me to do whatever I want, okay? I love you. Bye.